Alright, settle in. Because what I'm about to show you is wild. Forget everything you thought you knew about courtroom drama. We're talking about a scene so intense, so cinematic, it feels like it was ripped straight from a Hollywood blockbuster. The setting? A grand, wood-paneled courtroom, sunlight streaming through the tall arched windows, casting long shadows. The air is thick with tension. Reporters are crammed into the gallery, pens poised, cameras ready. The jury sits with unreadable expressions, their eyes fixed on the defendant's table. And who's sitting there? None other than Cardi B. But this isn't the Cardi B you see on stage or in music videos. Well, not entirely. She's dressed to the nines. Of course, picture this. A custom-tailored power suit, maybe a sharp white or a bold crimson, with shoulders so sharp they could cut through the legal jargon being thrown around. Her hair is styled impeccably, her makeup is flawless, and her signature long nails are tapping silently on the polished mahogany table. She looks less like a defendant and more like a queen, holding court. She's not looking down, she's not looking nervous. She's looking straight ahead, meeting the judge's gaze with an unblinking, confident stare. There's a slight, almost imperceptible smirk playing on her lips. She owns this room. The prosecutor, a stern-faced lawyer in a stuffy suit, is pacing back and forth, building his case. He's throwing out accusations, presenting evidence, his voice booming with rehearsed authority. He points a dramatic finger at Cardi. "And can you explain to the court," he thunders, "why you were present at the scene on the night in question?" The room holds its breath. Everyone leans in, expecting a carefully worded, lawyer-approved response. But this is Cardi B we're talking about. She leans into the microphone, the metallic click echoing through the silent courtroom. "Honey," she begins, her voice smooth but laced with that unmistakable Bronx fire. "Where else would I be? The party don't start till I walk in. You should be thanking me for making your boring case a little more interesting." A few stifled laughs ripple through the gallery. The jury members exchange glances. A few even crack a smile. The prosecutor is momentarily stunned into silence, his face turning a shade redder. The judge bangs his gavel, but there's a twinkle in his eye. He's seen it all, but he hasn't seen this. The prosecutor tries to recover, shuffling his papers. "This is not a joke, madame. This is a court of law." Cardi just shrugs, adjusting the cuff of her designer blazer. "And I'm not a madam, I'm a boss. There's a difference. You should write that down." Her comebacks are as sharp and fast as her lyrics. She's not just defending herself, she's performing. The courtroom is her stage, and every single person in it is her audience. The reporters are scribbling furiously, trying to capture every quote, every nuance of her defiant attitude. This isn't just a trial, it's a headline-making event. Let's imagine the cross-examination. The prosecutor thinks he has her cornered. He presents a grainy security photo. "Is this you in the photograph?" he asks. Smugly, Cardi squints at the monitor. She leans back, looks him up and down, and then says, "First of all, who took this picture? Their quality is terrible. I look blurry. Tell your surveillance guy he needs a better phone. And second, yeah, that's me. Looking good, right?" Even in law race, the entire jury box is now trying not to laugh out loud. One juror has to cover her mouth with her hand. Cardi has completely flipped the script. She's not just answering questions, she's critiquing the prosecution's entire production. The tension in the room is a weird mix of legal drama and pure entertainment. You can feel the weight of the proceedings, the seriousness of the potential consequences. But at the same time, Cardi's charisma is so powerful, it creates this bubble of surreal comedy. She's not intimidated by the legal system's pomp and circumstance. She treats the prosecutor's questions like a heckler at a show, firing back with one-liners that leave him sputtering every time he tries to paint her as a villain. She grabs the brush and repaints the whole picture, with her as the unapologetic, wisecracking hero. Think about the judge's perspective. He's trying to maintain order, to keep the proceedings dignified. He's banging his gavel, calling for order in the court. But you can tell he's secretly fascinated. Cardi B is a force of nature that the rigid rules of the courtroom just can't contain. At one point, her own lawyer tries to whisper some advice to her. She pats his hand and says, loud enough for the front row to hear, "Don't worry, baby. I got this. I've handled tougher crowds than this on a Tuesday." The scene gets even more dramatic when she decides to address the jury directly. She stands up, and all eyes are on her. The room falls completely silent. She's not angry, she's not pleading, she's just real. "Look," she says, making eye contact with each juror, one by one. "I'm not gonna stand here and pretend to be somebody I'm not. You've heard a lot of things about me. Some of it's true, some of it's not. But I've always been honest about who I am. I work hard, I love my family, and I don't let nobody push me around. You can believe these stories, or you can look at me, right here, and decide for yourselves. It's a powerful moment. The cinematic realism of it all is what makes it so captivating. The dust motes dancing in the light, the subtle rustle of clothing, the squeak of a chair, the intense focus on every facial expression. You see the conflict in the jurors' eyes. They came in here expecting a straightforward case, and now they're part of a cultural moment. They're not just judging a person, they're judging a personality, an icon who refuses to be put in a box. The whole atmosphere is electric. It's tense, it's funny, it's dramatic, and it's utterly unforgettable. This isn't just a trial, it's Cardi B's world, and the legal system is just living in it. The climax of the scene would be the closing arguments. The prosecutor gives a final, desperate plea, trying to re-establish control. But it's too late. The narrative has been hijacked. When Cardi's lawyer stands up to speak, he almost doesn't need to. Cardi's already won over the court of public opinion, right there in the room. The final shot would be a close-up on Cardi's face. She's not smiling anymore. She's looking at the jury with a calm, steady, and powerful gaze. A single, slow wink. The screen goes black. Mic drop. What a scene, right? This is the kind of storytelling that sticks with you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into moments like this.